Time to pull up a chair. We've got another great story for you today in the R Lounge. Some men lose their wives, others finally realize they were never good husbands in the first place. Today in the R Lounge, he thought happy wife was just a setting you turn off when the boys are over. Husband let his friends disrespect me. Now he's watching me build a new life without him. Divorced? I'm done. Completely effing done. After 8 years of marriage, I finally walked out 3 weeks ago, and I'm not looking back. My husband reconnected with his college buddies about 3 years ago. Suddenly, our house became the unofficial hangout spot. At first, I tried to be the cool wife. That lasted about 2 months before I realized what kind of people they really were. One of his friends made a comment about my weight. My husband genuinely laughed. I told him that comment hurt my feelings. He told me I was being too sensitive. The jokes became a regular thing. My husband, he'd either laugh or stay silent. Never once did he defend me. I told him straight up that his friends were disrespectful and he was enabling them. He got defensive. Things got worse. I came home to find them in my home office, using my desk, moving my things, leaving beer rings. I'm building a new life now. I lost it, told them all to get out the hell out of my office immediately. My husband came upstairs and asked what the problem was. I gestured at the mess they made and asked if he seriously didn't see any issue with them invading my personal workspace without asking. He told me to calm down because it wasn't a big deal and they'd cleaned it up. I said the problem was that they shouldn't have been in there in the first place. He rolled his eyes and told me I was overreacting as usual. Fast forward a few months. His laptop was open on the kitchen counter one morning. I wasn't snooping initially. I was just walking by to make coffee when a message notification popped up from their group chat. I saw my name in the preview. Of course, I stopped and looked. I clicked on the chat and started scrolling. They had an entire ongoing conversation mocking me. One friend called me a buzzkill who ruined every hangout. Another one shared a meme comparing me to some cartoon character who was depicted as a nagging shrew. The third friend said my husband was whipped for even pretending to care about my opinions. But the worst part wasn't what they said. It was what my husband said. He didn't defend me. He didn't tell them to stop. He joined in. He called me uptight. He said he had to deal with my moods constantly. He complained about how I never wanted to have fun anymore and how I made everything difficult. He told them I was becoming a problem and didn't know how to handle it. I took screenshots of everything. Then I closed the laptop and went about my day like nothing had happened. I opened a separate bank account the following week and started redirecting part of my income there. We always kept our finances mostly separate anyway. We each had our own accounts and contributed to a joint account for household expenses. He never paid attention to how much I made or where my money went, so he didn't notice the change. I also started researching what a divorce would look like. The holidays came around and he wanted to throw a party for his friends. I told him I wasn't going to help host or participate and he could do whatever he wanted, but I was going out that night. He threw a fit about me being unsupportive and trying to ruin his plans. I told him I wasn't stopping him from having his party. I just wasn't going to be there for it. He called me selfish. His friends came over for their party. One of them brought his new girlfriend, who was actually friendly toward me before I left for the evening. When I came back late that night, she was still there helping clean up. She pulled me aside and asked if I was okay. Said their behavior toward me earlier in the evening had been really uncomfortable to watch. I decided to give him one final chance after the new year started. I sat him down when we were both home and showed him some of the screenshots from the group chat. Told him exactly how his friends made me feel and how his silence hurt worse than their insults. I said I needed him to set boundaries with his friends and actually defend me when they disrespected me in our own home.
He got angry, not at them, at me. I violated his privacy by reading his messages. I pointed out that his laptop was open and the notification popped up with my name in it. He said I still shouldn't have clicked on it. I asked if he was seriously more upset about me seeing the messages than about the content of what he and his friends were saying about me. He said I was trying to isolate him from his friends. He said I was making him choose, and that wasn't fair. I asked him point blank if his friends disrespected his wife and he does nothing. What does that say about him as a husband? He told me I was being manipulative. He said relationships require compromise, and I wasn't willing to compromise on anything. I told him compromise doesn't mean accepting disrespect. He said I had an answer for everything, and he was tired of fighting about this. That was when I knew for sure it was over. I spent the next year preparing to leave. I saved more money in my separate account. I started working out because I needed to feel strong and in control of something. I started seeing a therapist on my own to make sure I was uncrazy for feeling the way I did. His birthday rolled around and his friends threw him a party at our house. I came home from running errands to find them all there. He hadn't told me about the party. I walked in carrying groceries, and one of his friends immediately made a comment about me finally showing up in my own house and asking if I lost my way at the mall. Everyone laughed. Something in me just snapped. I put the groceries down on the counter, walked upstairs, and packed a bag with essential items, clothes, toiletries, important documents I'd already gathered. And I walked back down with my bag. The living room went quiet when they saw me. In front of all of them, I looked at my husband and said I was done and he'd be hearing from someone about the divorce. The room went completely silent. He looked shocked, like he genuinely didn't see it coming after everything that had happened. One of his friends had the audacity to say I was really dramatic. I looked at him and told him he was really effing pathetic for a man pushing 40 who peaked in college. Then I walked out the door and drove to my friend's place. My husband tried calling and texting for days. I ignored everything. I sent him one message telling him all communication needed to go through the proper channels and not to contact me directly. He sent me a long text back saying I was being ridiculous and he needed to talk about this like adults. I didn't respond. I stayed with my friend for about a week while I figured out my next steps. I'd already done most of the preparation, so everything moved quickly.
Ever felt like a chapter of your life needed to end? It starts with ignoring those angry calls, tossing out reminders of a past that no longer serves you. It's about that moment you say, no more, then comes the new beginning. Moving into your own space, a blank canvas filled with sunlight and possibility. Your friends are there, not just to help with boxes, but to build the foundation of your new life with laughter and support. And sometimes the universe gives you a little wink, a glimpse of poetic justice that confirms you made the right choice. The best part, the taste of freedom. That deep breath you take when the weight is finally lifted. Treating yourself to that fancy lunch just because you can. It's about forging new bonds, finding your tribe, and sharing stories over coffee realizing you're not just surviving, you're thriving. This is your story. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more inspiration. This is where things get interesting. One of his friends apparently got into a massive fight with my ex. Someone who was there told me the details. The friend made a joke about my ex being better off without the ball and chain, and my ex finally snapped, told him off. Said he realized too late that his friends had destroyed his marriage. But here's the thing, he still didn't take full responsibility. He blamed them for taking it too far, but never acknowledged that he let it happen, participated in it, and chose them over me repeatedly. He got mad at them for doing what he'd always allowed. The friend group is apparently fracturing. Two of them are not talking to each other over some separate drama. The third one is trying to play mediator and failing miserably. My ex is caught in the middle of a group that's imploding, and he's alone. The friends he chose over his marriage are abandoning him now that the dynamic has changed. I downloaded a dating app out of curiosity. I'm not ready to actually date anyone yet, but I wanted to see what was out there. Within 2 hours, guess whose profile I found? My ex. His bio was something cringe about starting over and looking for someone genuine. His photos were old, some from where we're still together. I swiped left so fast I almost broke my phone screen. I heard through the grapevine that my ex tried to date someone new, the woman from his dating profile. They went on a few dates, but she apparently ended things because he spent too much time talking about his ex-wife and how he didn't see the divorce coming. Someone asked me recently if I ever think about reaching out to him, giving him closure, or letting him explain or apologize. The answer is no. He had years to change. He had countless opportunities to defend me, to choose me, to actually be a partner. He chose his friends' approval instead every single time. I don't need his apology. I don't need his explanation. I didn't need closure from him because I gave it to myself the day I walked out with my bag packed. So here's where I am now for everyone who followed the story from the beginning. Thank you. Imagine thinking a grocery store bouquet could undo years of laughing while your wife was publicly humiliated. That wasn't a romantic gesture. That was a last-ditch effort attempt to restore access to someone who made his life functional. He didn't want you back. He wanted the version of his life where someone still respected him. He didn't walk away too late. You walked away once you were unbreakable. And now he's left with exactly what he chose. A house full of memories, a fractured friend group, and the slow realization that the people he defended never respected him either. Do you have a similar story? Share it with us in the comments below, and thank you for joining us today in the R Lounge. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. Until next time, and please put your chair back where you found it.